Here we go for another workout. We are on week 5 of 8. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I will be coming live at 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. I am live in 2 places right now, so this is the first time I've ever done that. If you are looking to get active and start to work towards some health and fitness. Hey guys, sorry I'm late this morning. I had some technical difficulties. I started my live and I don't know, something happened in the back of my Facebook at the same time. So let's start. If you guys are gonna want weights today, if you have them. If you don't have weights, that's perfectly okay. This workout will be designed for all levels. So no matter what level you're at, you can join, you can grab weights, dumbbells, kettlebells, weight plates, anything that you happen to have. If you want to use like bags of flour or milk or something creative, a toddler if you're really strong. All right, let's get going. Sorry, I am about 5 minutes late this morning and I apologize for that. Okay, so we're gonna start nice and easy. I always emphasize the importance of a good workout, or warm-up, I mean. When I coach my running clients, that's one of the first things that I want to impart upon them and I want them to learn is that your workout will be a direct kind of reflection of how well you warm up. Warm up meaning you don't just jump and go from 0 to 10. Like you don't just put your foot on the gas and start going as hard as you can. You start nice and slow. For those of you who are new to working out or who are just starting, you may keep your intensity at the low intensity for the whole workout. For those of you who've been working out with me for a few weeks now, we are on week 5 of a program called 8 Weeks Strong that I am instructing right now, that I put together for myself because I was struggling with my own motivation. And so we started with 6 weeks of Will, in a free community, and I did that because I needed the accountability. I needed somebody to show up for because I wasn't showing up for myself. And often we feel guilty about that. We feel frustrated and we feel like if I can't show up for myself, I suck. But sometimes we just have to get really honest and say, yeah, the fact is I'm not showing up for myself, but I want to show up. I want to make these changes, and so I'm going to show up for other people until I can show up for myself. And here we are now in week 5 of, if we put the 2 together, week 11, you guys. So we're all still showing up. Our community is growing. I am currently live on TikTok, I believe, as well. I think I'm pretty new at this whole. I'm not a technology person, but what I want to do is I want to help. I'm a personal trainer, so if I'm a personal trainer and I'm struggling with motivation and with consistency and with showing up for myself, I gotta think that there's a lot of people out there struggling as well. And so I am here to offer up myself and my personal training services for free, live for you guys. So my Facebook community here that I'm speaking to, I have my regulars. I can see a bunch of you guys on, so say hey. And TikTok world, hello. So the most important thing that I want you all to know is to go at your own pace. And this is a no judgment, no criticism zone. And likely you are at home by yourself. So the only person that you're going to be judging and criticizing is yourself. And I want you to know that that's not allowed. While you're on my clock, you need to spend the next 40 minutes or so feeling good, feeling proud, feeling pleased with yourself that you're showing up in any capacity that you are here, that you're moving your body, that whether you feel like garbage, whether you feel like a klutzy elephant, or whether you're feeling spry and agile today, you're here. It does not matter. So we're going to pick up the intensity a little bit if you're ready. If you want to keep this at low intensity, like the first round that we did, you can do a whole workout at low intensity. Typically what we do is 3 rounds of warm-up, and the idea is to tier the warm-up so that the first round is just simply, for me, it's my mind saying, yep, okay, we're gonna do this. My body's necessarily not ready. My mind's not necessarily ready either some days. But it's just about, physiologically, it's about increasing the oxygen capacity, right? So if you think about hitting the gas pedal of your car and flooring it, your vehicle has to like gather up a crap ton of fuel to support that effort. And your body has to do the same thing. And if you're in really good shape, your body will adapt pretty quickly. But if you're not in great shape, if you're in average shape or below average shape, your body's going to struggle with that huge demand that you just placed on it. So if you can warm up so gently and so slowly, you give your body the time to increase those oxygen demands and to get the blood flow to the muscles that you're now asking it to do. And when you do it slowly and gently, it's a lot more pleasant of a process. And I always talk about mindset being the step that we all skip and the step that dictates your results. And so many of us, I mean, I see it everywhere. I have conversations every day with people who are like super frustrated with, maybe it's their weight, maybe it's their health, maybe it's their habits, maybe it's their size, maybe it's how they feel, maybe it's their energy, their sleep. And we always want to jump right to the tactical, what do I have to do and how long do I have to do it for? And where's my results? And we don't go into the mindset first. And I had an awesome conversation with Jennifer Sharp this morning, who says, because of the mindset changes, first of all, her behavior has changed drastically without the effort. So you guys, do you ever find that you set a goal, you kind of in your head know what you got to do to get to that goal, and there's like resistance, right? Like you're like, oh, I need to start working out, I need to start exercising. Okay, we're going to high intensity now. For those of you who want to. For those of you who want to keep it at low intensity, you can. If you want to, oh, something happened to my feed. Oh, low battery. Well, I'm using 2 phones. If you want to keep it at low intensity, that's okay. Moderate intensity, this is high intensity. So now you'll notice your heart rate's already up. You're probably sweating a little bit. If you were to go into this high intensity in the first round, it's gonna feel really unpleasant. If you're in your 40s or 50s or above, you might pull a muscle. Because the sad reality is, you know, my 12-year-old can go out and sprint as fast as he wants down the street, be perfectly fine. And if I were to do that, I would probably pull something from going too hard with cold muscles. So I was talking about mindset, but as a society and culture, we're very tangible and results based. What we forget is that what we can see around us is the past. It's the results of something somebody did already. Whether if it's our results, it's what we did in the past. If it's, you know, COVID, you know, all the happenings in the world, it's a result of something that's occurred in the past, right? The physical world is the past. The future world is our imagination, right? And so if our thoughts remain the same, then that you're creating, basically prescribing your current as your future. So the trick is to start with your mind, start with your vision, your imagination, and decide, what do you want? Where do you want to be? You know, we're starting week 5, so we have 4 more weeks of 8 weeks strong. Where do you want to be in 4 weeks? Right? If you spend most of your thoughts and your mindset and your mental, you know, vision is in what you don't want, you're prescribing exactly that for your future. So the trick is to utilize your imagination and create what you want in your mind, because the future is created by imagination. Lack of imagination means lack of change. So who we got here with us today? I'm probably gonna die on TikTok. Hey, nice to see you. She's probably on both platforms. Hey guys. Hey Tasha, good luck on your exam. Who we got? We got Steph, Dawn, Jill, and Karen. Woo! Okay, so grab weights if you have them. TikTok world, I'll stay with you as long as I can. If you have weights, grab them. Remember, take everything at your own pace. Grab a drink. We're gonna start into our workout. If you have 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells, if this is your first workout, your first time working out, don't use weights. If you're coming back from an injury, coming back from, you know, COVID-related shutdown, mental shutdown, not actual shutdown. We won't even go there. We don't need to talk about COVID-related lockdowns. All right, so we have a set of 5 things we're gonna do today, and we're gonna do 3 rounds. And hopefully I stick with you guys. Those of you on TikTok who are potentially joining me, welcome. And let's get started. So our first round, let me just grab my weights. I'm going aggressive today with my 20s. I am on day 6 of no wine. You may or may not notice an energy shift. Okay, what are we going to? Jack burpees. All right, I'm gonna show you low impact. So low impact looks like this. Down, step, step. This is what high impact looks like. You can do either, or you can do something entirely different. You can do whatever works for you. The key that I want you to know is not that you're doing exactly what I'm doing at the intensity I'm doing. It's that you're doing what's right for you. You're showing up and you're moving. So if you march on the spot with me for 40 minutes, high five. If you do low impact of what I'm doing, amazing. If you take 10,000 breaks from what I'm doing, that's great too. So you're gonna grab your weights for the next one. So our circuit is cardio, legs, so we're going into squats. So if you don't have weights, that's okay. You can do this without weights. If you're using weights, make sure that your knees are not coming forward over your toes. Make sure that your spine is long and straight. You have a slight arch in your back. Yes, a slight arch in your back, not curve. So you want to almost cock your butt a bit. Pull in your belly button and retract your shoulder blades. So one way you can think of retracting your shoulder blades is stick those boobs out, stick that chest out, and squeeze your shoulder blades like you're holding a pencil down the spine of your back. Okay, so the next one, I'm gonna grab a lighter weight for this. We're gonna do tricep extensions. So again, if you don't have weights, if you're brand new, if you're a beginner, just go through the movements, because the key is you're moving your body. So elbows are gonna hug your head, hug your ears, and you wanna keep those elbows pointing straight up to the ceiling, squeezing the head, and you should feel this in the back of your arms. Okay, you wanna stand nice and tall, pull that belly button in. Your core is your corset. It's your stability. It's also your battery pack. It's also where, you know, you can derive power from, so to speak. If you were a superhero, picture your battery pack being your core. Whew. We haven't done weights much in this program. This is kind of our first week that I'm really going to start incorporating them. Okay, we're going to be down on the ground next. Hopefully everyone can see me okay. We're going to do what's called skull crushers. So you're going to be laying on the ground. Make sure there's no arch. You want your back pressed firmly into the ground, and you're going to pull the weight up and back. Okay, pressing that lower back into the ground. If you want to increase the difficulty of this, you can lift your legs. If you want to decrease, you lower the legs. Okay, we're doing 45 seconds of each. And again, I cannot stress this enough. There is no judgment. If anything at all feels like challenging to you, that's okay. And then we have 15-second rest right now. Okay, hold on to that weight. We're using this weight again. We're going to do leg lifts. You can do this with or without the weight. This is going to be core. So again, press that lower spine into the ground, pulling the belly button in and lifting the legs up and down. So if you are just starting, sometimes it's easier to bend the legs like this so that you decrease the length of the lever, so to speak. And also the lower that you go to the ground, the harder it is. So if you are brand new or just starting back or coming back from an injury, coming back from a surgery or whatever, an illness, remember to do what feels best to you. My goal is just to get you moving and get you accountable. Okay, that's round one. We have 2 more rounds like that. So a little bit more strength-based today. A little more strength-based than usual. Usually we do a lot more high-intensity cardio. I don't know how long I'm going to last with you guys here on TikTok. But thank you for joining me, and I will be here regularly at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time doing the replay. Yeah. How's everybody feeling? Did everybody have a good Easter? Okay, we have 24 seconds to grab a drink. Can already tell I'm going to be feeling this. I'm going to move this for our jacks. We're just taking a little rest. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit more weight-based work. I just wanted to make sure people in the community had weights. All right, you guys ready? Let's go. Jack burpees. So if you're just joining and you want to do low impact, no impact, they look like this. Okay? Make sure, especially if you're new, keep your head up. A tendency, especially for people who are new to working out or out of shape, just starting, we tend to tuck our neck and look back at our feet. And what happens is you cut off your oxygen, and you know, nobody wants less oxygen when they're doing burpees. At least I don't. Maybe if you're like extremely super duper fit, you want to give yourself a big old challenge, yeah, you could cut off your oxygen supply. But make sure, you know, when you're planking, push-ups, you keep your head up so that you're not cutting off that air supply. So we're going into squats next. So we have full rounds today, right? Like cardio, legs, upper, core. So let your heart rate should be starting to drop now. But maybe you're remaining steady. Mine is. So I'm gonna have a quick shout out and kind of half-ass thank you to Steph for her our challenge that she put out in her health and wellness group, which was to omit I call it a non-essential drink, an empty calorie drink. She challenged in her running community to omit an empty calorie drink. So for those of you who are in Canada, I know many who love their ice caps, right? So that could be an empty calorie drink. It could be a Starbucks macchiato. It could be pop. It could be Red Bull or Monster or, you know, those energy drinks. Anything that's not adding, providing, elevating your nutrition, cutting that out. So then I thought to myself, oh, perfect. I was about to scroll by it, the post, and she says, I'm cutting out red wine. And I felt this kind of clenching in my gut, thinking, Jocelyn, you should be doing that too. And then the child in me revolted and started coming up with my, Napoleon Hill calls them alibis and excuses. And I have quite a crowd of alibis when it comes to cutting out wine. And they all started flooding into my mind, like why I did not need to do that. It was not necessary, blah, blah, blah. And I forced myself to message Steph and say I was thinking about it, because I knew once I said it, I think subconsciously, not consciously, because I wouldn't tell her I was doing it. But subconsciously thought, I know if I say this, I might do it. And lo and behold, yeah, a couple days I thought I can't go back to her and say, no, I'm not doing it. We missed tricep extensions. Whoops. Okay, we'll do those to finish. And so, lo and behold, here we are on day 6. I mean, day 6 isn't started because obviously I don't drink wine for breakfast. I shouldn't say obviously. Anything seems to go in COVID, right? So, day 6, no wine. And I forgot our break. I'm talking too much and not paying attention. This is what I do when people run with me. All right, this will be, I'll watch the clock. We'll be done 15 seconds early. Oh, I'm feeling these. Anyone else feeling these too? Keep those elbows pointed straight up. Think of your elbows as headlights on the ceiling. Okay, 5 seconds, you guys. Okay, and rest. Okay, so you get a minute rest, and we're gonna do that one more time. We're gonna go over time a little bit today because I started late. I started right on time actually, and what happened was I had a live going in the background, so there was like dual noise, but all right, grab a drink. I'm gonna give it 15 more seconds and then we'll start round 3. This is our last round of this. I'm going to leave it. I'm new to doing lives on TikTok. All right, ready? Okay, let's go. Jack burpees. My arms are jello, you guys. Okay, Jack burpee. Remember, low impact, no impact. Karen, I know you can probably do this. I know you can lift your arm now, which is amazing. Karen's rehab is coming along so well. Keep going, you guys. So just adapt anything I'm doing. If you have a sore shoulder, bad shoulder, if you have bad John's foot, I know is rather messed up. Just do what you can do. Grab your weights. This is our last round of this circuit. Our next round is going to be a different 5 exercises. All right, squats. So when You want to maybe look up, but if you glance down, you should always be able to see your toes. Your knees shouldn't be sliding beyond your toes. You want to kind of stick your butt back and cock it a little bit, right? So there's a slight arch in your back versus rounding. Physiologically, when you arch your back, and I'm not talking like a bridge, but it's called extension of the spine. When you put your spine into the extension, your spine loses its ability to move side to side because it's locked. And that's what we're looking for in squats and in a lot of strength training movements, because, yeah, I forgot tricep extension again. That's okay, we'll do it last again. When your spine is in extension, it's locked, and so therefore it's a lot harder to put your back out. From the standpoint of your spine can't move side to side. Your lumbar is now locked in kind of a vertical position. And so it's somewhat protected. So that's why in squats, in deadlifts, really anything where you're standing, and it's using your core, right? So you can put your lower back in extension and then pull in your belly button for that stability. Then you can kind of protect your spine from, and truly like that area, your lower spine, a lot of people struggle with issues in that kind of part of their body, their hips, their sciatic, I'm trying to think of the word, it's blanking, but basically your pelvic box, right? Your pelvic floor, especially women who've had kids, like your pelvic floor is kind of like, I almost want to say like, I'm not 100% sure if it's fascia, but it's like elastic. And, if it's not holding everything in place correctly, that's how we have lower back issues, we have hip issues, we have knee issues, we have all kinds of issues that stem. And, you want to really strengthen that area of your body, which is your core, because not only is it the battery pack, but it's the support, right? It's your corset. It's your corset. All right, so ready? Last 15 seconds of this set. And then we'll start set 2. There's a lot of, crazy stuff happening in the world, globally, right? Like locally, specifically. Oh my God, my arms. And I have a goal this month to not just keep my mind off it, but, but help others keep their minds off it too, and focus inward, right? Focus on you. We don't necessarily have a lot of power or influence necessarily over what's happening around us, like whether it's, the decisions of the government, whatever. What we have complete control over is us. We have complete control over our minds, our thoughts. And, if we're going to be in a lockdown, if we're going to be, cut off from many of the normal activities of our life, why not take that time to do some self-improvement, right? Jen Sharp said to me this morning, things don't bother me as much like they used to. And she says, isn't that crazy in this time when there's so much to be bothered about? Things just don't bother me as much. I'm actually going to stop my live streaming on TikTok. That's enough for them. All right, so we are going to TH jacks. I actually love TH jacks. Okay, ready? Okay, so TH jacks, and you can add a squat jack if you want. So that's why I want to start streaming these workouts to you additional platforms. So this morning was TikTok. That was brand new for me. I've never done that before. I've been live on TikTok, but just a couple times. When I go onto social media or when I go out into the world and talk to people, which obviously I don't, so mostly it's on phone or text, people are super jaded. They're frustrated. I get it. I can be too. But again, what if we can turn it around? What if we can turn our minds around to looking at this as a gift, right? An opportunity. So you just want one of your weights this time. We're going to do sumo squats. So toes are out. Knees are going to be driven out over the toes. It's funny because Saturday, I was off my phone for, longer than I have been for a while. My brain turned off for longer than it has for a while. And I realized how much I could probably use a break, right? Like, I could use to shut off, go camping, go somewhere and shut off and just enjoy I do that even when I go trail running. It's the simplicity, right? Especially right now, the spring, the trails are dry and the weather this weekend was spectacular. To get out on the trail where it's just you and nature, it just reminds you of, the simplicity of it all. Okay, we're going to do, I gotta grab dumbbells for this one. Okay, we're gonna be on our back. So we're down on our back, and we're gonna press up. So if you have two weights, you guys are probably using, I imagine most people don't have kettlebells like I do. So you want to bring your elbows down and press up, bench press. Make sure you are driving straight up towards the ceiling. Make sure that spine is pressed into the floor so that you're not arching your back. This is not the position you want to arch your back in necessarily. Not like in this position. On a bench, yes, but not on the floor. Anyways, if we could turn, so now we're going into plank. If we could turn this situation into an opportunity for ourselves, right? Focus on what we can gain instead of what we're losing. It's easy. It's so easy to focus on what we don't have right now or what we've lost. But what can we gain for the month of April in terms of self-development? So gain perspective, spend some time with yourself, getting to know yourself. Like, what do you want? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? When life is going, right? When we're in full on life mode, it's hard to spend that time with ourselves, right? Because we don't have the time. We can get really consumed with just keeping up. Right now, what if we could spend this time almost like a reset? Okay, we're going back. Sorry, we're supposed to grab a quick drink before we go into the next set. Give you an extra break. And so, I share that with you guys, but I really, if for no other reason to keep myself occupied mentally, want to create community anywhere I can to help people sort of see opportunity instead of lack in this next month. To help wake us up. There's a lot of stuff we can be doing personally in this crisis, in this global pandemic, that most of us aren't. Myself included. 11 weeks ago, I started taking my health a little more seriously. I think Steph, for kind of nudging me to take that last step that I needed to take myself personally, not necessarily other people, But personally, I needed to take that step because we can be doing a lot more. You know, what's that saying? They would say, look into your own backyard first. It's easy to blame the government. It's easy to blame our neighbors for what they're not doing or what they are doing. But what are we personally doing for ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to nurture ourselves? What are we doing for our own health to make ourselves strong and resilient to COVID, to society? Right? What are we doing to restore our mental health that really wasn't probably that great prior to COVID, right? Like many of us. The average person was redlining on an empty tank between sports schedules, work, health, lack of time. Right, this is an opportunity to reset all that and reflect and go, what do I actually want to go back to? Right? Yes, I want my life back, but do I? Do I want all of it back? And this is from my perspective, and I have to sort of preface that, yes, I am really fortunate that I work from home. I didn't though, when COVID, well I did, yes I did. I worked from home training people. My life as I knew it has completely changed. I guess the difference for me, the good fortune for me is I wanted it to change. I wasn't really overly happy with where I was at, and so the changes overall have been pretty good for me. But I was in a service-based industry. Like I had human beings coming to my house morning and night. And that was my primary source of income between that and working at a store. So 2 of my 3 revenue streams were shut down last March. And I was fortunate to have 1 remaining, and it was an online business. And I was able to pivot, and it was actually kind of what I had wanted secretly, deep down, is to have that ability to focus on that one thing. But so I recognize that, I'm not working in healthcare, I'm not a frontline worker, I'm not a grocery store clerk, not in. But I do think that we all have the capability to at least work on and gain control of our minds. All right, 1 more round, you guys. Oh, I feel good. I was feeling kind of sore and run down physically. I ran a lot and hiked a lot this weekend. It was so nice. 1 more round and we're done. I'm trying to think. I'm going to count this time. You guys don't have to listen to me ramble quite as much. All right, let's go. Okay, TH jocks. I've been doing a little bit of research and reading and reflection on working out for 40s and 50s, and excited to try some different things with you guys. I'm excited to see where we're at in another 4 weeks, but we are going to incorporate more weights. So I do want to hear from you, and you don't have to say it in the feed. You can send me a message privately if you don't have weights, because I definitely don't want anyone to feel excluded with our workouts. So if you don't have access to weights, if you're local to me, I have lots that you can borrow. But if you don't have them, please send me a message, because I don't want anyone being left out. I really want to serve the community as a whole, which is why I've never used weights, because I wanted to make sure what we are doing is accessible to everybody. So driving those knees out over the toes, driving the knees to the back of the room, so you should feel it a little bit in your inner thigh, maybe your hips a little bit. It's funny how, like I was saying, like I was feeling kind of sore and achy from the weekend, and this is exactly what I needed. Sometimes when you're sore and achy and stiff, you gotta move. You gotta move your body. And so this feels, you get your range of motion, you get blood flowing to the muscles again. So I think we for sure satisfied our squats. I know we satisfied our jumping jacks. We satisfied, I'm going through our monthly challenges. Core, we might need to add. What I'm going to do is, we did our plank. I'm going to add 100 core at the end. If you have to go, I understand, because I was 5 minutes late this morning starting. Due to weird technical glitch in connecting to Facebook. I don't know why it started playing all these videos. All right, plank. So if you have time, you can stay with me. We'll finish with 100 core. I know we did some core. We did skull crushers and leg lifts. So what I'll do is finish with Pilates hundreds. Won't take long. It'll take like a minute at tops. Finish with Pilates hundreds so that we satisfied all of our monthly habit challenges, which are creeping up. Yeah, I was going to say, when do we go? Because I know we increase with our jumping jacks each week. We're in month, January, February, March, April. We're in month 4 now. So this month marks, we're 25% in to the Grand Slam. This month will make us, what, 30? No. 30? No. I can't do math and hold. 30%, right? 30% at the end of this month. All right, so let's finish with Pilates hundreds of the Grand Slam. It is, but it isn't, because, honestly, the Grand Slam is going to get worse as we go through, because we'll be doing 12 things by December. All right, so you're going to be in boat position. You're only lifting your legs a couple of inches each time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, lift. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, lift. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, lift. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, lift. One more time. Keep it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, drop. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, drop. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, drop. 9, 10, drop. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hug it in. Roll it up. Thank you for bearing with me at the beginning there with my technical difficulties. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to post hashtag 8 weeks strong. Invite people. Determined to grow this group, you guys. Determined. I need you all. Have a great day. See you again tomorrow.